Hello guys, well Frederick Ljungberg's reign as the Arsenal interim head coach is underway and his first match has ended in a draw. Norwich 2, Arsenal 2. On the bright side, I suppose, we travelled away and we didn't lose. On the less bright side, we are now 8 games without a win, and there were some problems in this performance. I think the whole match in its entirety serves as a timely reminder that Emery leaving is not the end of Arsenal's problems, merely the start of fixing them. There is a way to go, and I have a degree of sympathy with Freddie Ljungberg. It's his first ever game in management, and I think he can only work with what he's got available. And clearly, it's probably not ideally suited to what he wants to do. The game finished, I noticed on Sky, they cut to Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang and they said, Freddie Ljungberg, so grateful to Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, how reliant are Arsenal on he? And that is absolutely true to an extent, but I was staggered they didn't cut to Bernd Leno. I really do think his brilliance is kind of the untold story of Arsenal's season. Going into this match, no goalkeeper had made more Premier League saves than Leno. And he made some outstanding ones today, particularly that one at 2-2, plunging low to his left to turn a shot onto the post. There was late on an effort that deflected on Torreira, which he turned around the post. He's so calm, so authoritative, such a great shot stopper, great reflexes. He's better in the air, better at claiming crosses this season, and the stats demonstrate as much. I think really without him we would be in an even bigger mess, and we've got these two guys at opposite ends of the pitch, Leno and Aubameyang, bailing us out. But what else to say? Well, let's look at the starting lineup. I think Joe Willock coming into the team, not a massive surprise for me. I would have expected him to be one of the beneficiaries of Ljungberg coming in. He was Ljungberg's star player really with the under-23s last season. I also fancied Mesut Ozil and Granit Xhaka to play, David Luiz too. I thought, having seen a bit of Ljungberg at under-23 level, he'd want a side with a good level of technical security. You get that from Ozil, you get that from Xhaka, and you get that from Luiz. I must admit, when I heard that Shkodran Mustafi was playing, I was a little taken aback. I think that there's probably a psychological component in that, reintegrating him into the group, a bit like with Xhaka, trying to get smiles back on people's faces again. Also his ability on the ball, probably a factor, but I think it did contribute to some of our defensive issues. With no Hector Bellerin, Callum Chambers played at right back, and well, let's just say he can kind of only do one job. He's not bad going forward, and he's not bad if he stays back. When he tries to go box to box, he is in trouble. He just doesn't have the athleticism. He'd already been caught before Norwich scored. I think both our goals involved him being caught, charging on, looking for a pass in the final third that frankly wasn't really going to come. And the problem was on that side, we had Granit Xhaka on the right-hand side of central midfield and Mustafi. Neither player are very good running back towards their own goal, and we were punished. I thought the substitutions in the second half were strange. I mean, let's just say if Unai Emery had brought on Lucas Torreira at 2-2 with Arsenal seemingly looking to go on and win the game, I think that would have raised eyebrows. The fact that Nicola Pepe didn't come on, I mean, that is disconcerting. I have to be honest, because what do we think? That Unai Emery just didn't really rate him, and that Freddie Ljungberg just by coincidence just didn't really rate him? I think we have to ask ourselves, why is this player not getting picked? Is there something that we're not seeing that's happening behind the scenes in training? Or is it just, as I suspect, a problem of fitting all those attacking players onto the field together? You know, we've never seen Ozil, Pepe, Aubameyang, Lacazette start a match. And is it because it's just too cavalier, too big a risk, certainly away from home? It'll be interesting to see what they do against Brighton on Thursday. But, you know, I do have my concerns about Pepe. We're a good few months into his time with Arsenal now. I'm not saying he's performed badly, but obviously if a player doesn't settle or doesn't start, you're not getting value from them. And you think back to the summer, it was that toss-up between him and Zaha. I can't imagine if it had been Zaha we'd gone for ultimately that he would have played as few minutes as Pepe has. I know that we made a signing with an eye on the future and the long term, but as this league season shows, we need to worry about the short term. You know, we have got places to play for in league competition. There are, I think, question marks over the recruitment within this squad, and that's not to say Pepe's a bad signing, but just sometimes it feels like players have been bought without much of a plan as to how and where they fit in. And I think the composition of the front three is part of that, even going all the way back to Aubameyang and Lacazette. Were they really bought with an idea that they would play together? I'm not sure. I'm not convinced. It's a really tricky one, that. And I think another area in which we sorely lack is athleticism. That's something Aubameyang does bring. Pepe could bring it, but Mustafi, Luiz, Xhaka, Guendouzi, do they have the power and the sprinting capacity you need at the core of a team to be successful in the Premier League? Leicester are next, aren't they, on Super Sunday on Sky? And I just think, you look at Sunchu, you look at Ndidi, have they got players who just have that bit more physicality to them? Something to think about. Anyway, look, we've got to give Freddie time. We've got to give Freddie time. He's learning on the job. And the more I think about that, the more I think it's probably too soon for him to do the big job. But for the time being, hey, he's one game in. He's not lost a game. I think he'll take it. He only had one day working with the squad, really, before this match. I think it's something that he, can look to build on. He's got a home match against Brighton in the week. That should be really an opportunity to get 3 points. I'm going to leave it there. I'm wearing a collar today. Can you believe it? Dressed up. I'm going out to an awards ceremony. Horrible Histories, which means to be nominated for some Children's BAFTAs awards. So, fingers crossed. I'm coming home with a big prize, because I don't think Arsenal are going to come home with too many prizes this season. We'll leave it there. Look, lovely to talk about something different, isn't it? And that's what a new manager brings. I'll speak to you on Thursday. Bye-bye.